Okay, downloading YouTube Creator Studio. Let me, so I can see comments. Let me log in real quick. Oh, that's annoying. Let me see if I can go into my own video and just watch it myself. Hey, John Mac. Guess nobody else is watching. Hold on. Okay. It's making a weird clicky sound, but if you can hear me, let me know. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so I kind of started planning a lot of this out for the backpack printer. Okay, cool. So I want to create a bird air. So okay, so first I was able to import the model from the GitHub. SeeMeCNC had the whole model in SolidWorks of the GitHub of the printer. And so what I did is I started sketching the frame. It's not a good sketch. I'm going to redo it. But the main thing here is that I started finding all my components, or starting making my mounting points here. So I'm going to utilize the existing feet. And let's see, let's click on activate that component. So right now we have our 8mm spacers that I'm going to mount to where the existing feet are mounted to, and then that will be mounted to a frame. I'll basically have a little shelf here that's going to be mounted to the backpack frame here. So this frame, I'm still debating what I'm going to make it out of. The easiest way to make it is going to be CNC routing it out of plywood. The more, since I'm kind of going with a little more aluminum parts on this model, I'm thinking about actually machining this out of aluminum. So I can machine the plate out of aluminum. I was thinking about I could either plasma cut or water jet it. The main thing is to make it really lightweight. So I unfortunately am not in town. So what I was going to do is put the straps on and the waistband from the frame backpack, and decide, well, because I have to design this to fit my back. I mean, it has to fit my shoulders the right width and the right, you know, height from between my back of my shoulder blades, which is where the pad's going to be, to the lower lumbar support back brace, and that measurement is important. So what I'm doing is I'm using the, let's see, I'll show you what I have so far. You get to see all my super duper stuff. So I got this purple braided wire here, and that's going to be for my wire loom. So I've already, off camera, I made the whip, the wire whip for the machine, or for the effector. So I need to put this wire loom around it. I haven't opened the bird. I just got the bird air pump, so I'm gonna run the bird air air tubing through the whip and the Capricorn button tube as well. See, I had to get a replacement 12-volt fan because the one on the Mosquito was I broke it. There's those speak-on connectors here. Let's see, I got that workbench, that was pretty cool. Some robot parts, heat shrink tubing. Here we go. Okay. So this is the frame backpack I'm using, but I'm not using the actual frame part. So I only bought this because it had pre-made straps, and those straps are way more comfortable than the previous version that I had. So the problem is there's so much extra on this frame that it's really cumbersome. It's really huge and bulky, and you know. So ideally, what I want to do is have, let's see if I can get a full-size picture. Okay, so ideally what I want to do is I want to take this middle back shoulder support and attach that. So the aluminum frame would basically only be the size of the back support right here. So it would only, it's basically like the size of this square here. It would probably taper up here, so this part would actually be a real thin part, because all it needs to do is hold the two pieces together. And since if I make it out of aluminum, even if I make it out of plywood, if this part was only like 4 inches wide, it still has a lot of torsional strength. Like, I mean, the idea is that the backpack frame is not going to bend on my back, and that's also adding rigidity to the frame, to the printer. And then the other important thing here too is two things. So this strap here actually has a strap around here that these straps here for the waistband goes around the metal piece all the way back here, and so this is just resting on the metal frame here, the metal bar frame. So this part can actually come off. These two parts can be separated because they're only connected by this one strap here. And then up here, all I need is a basically two little loops up here at an angle. I don't like how they do the angles inward like this way. I would actually do it outward so that it contours around my shoulder like this. It will kind of angle out and in. And then the other thing that was really important that I didn't have on the first backpack printer is this, a chest strap. I need a chest strap because I ran out of the shoulder. The previous one had little. I used yoga mat basically, or play mat, EVA foam that I laser cut, and the strap was kept pulling apart because it would pull apart on my chest because it's pulling down like this. So because the printer is always trying to lean back on me, so it's trying to pull my shoulder blade pads apart. So what I'm gonna, this center chest strap is really important to keep those together. So because I had to constantly adjust it, I'm constantly adjusting it. The other thing too is adjustable straps here and here, and then a giant, this clasp right here is like 2 inches thick. It's huge. It's a huge clasp. It's way more comfortable than what I was using before. Before I took a fanny pack and took the straps off the fanny pack and sew them into the frame of the backpack. But I don't like the fanny pack idea. Yeah, this has a lot of extra straps, and I mean, I get the point. Is this? It's a hiking backpack. It's supposed to carry a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you can see this lumbar support is way more heavy duty than what I had before. Let me see if I can pull up the picture of what I got before. Actually, I'm not going to show you. I'm going to just show you Tom's video. There it is. It's not even his most popular video, but YouTube suggested it to me because I watched it so many times.
Problems with just having this.
Let's see if I can get a good picture of it.
Back vibrator.
Okay, so if you can see, the back support was just this like wide part right back here, and so it was only just a little piece. It was a piece of foam. Here it is.
Slice the files.
So you can see I added a bunch of foam as kind of a padding spacer here to kind of bulk up this area, and I made these little winglets, which are supposed to be kind of what this is right here. These little winglets here, but I didn't make it big enough. So really the straps are just digging into my waist. And again here, like the straps are just digging into my side. I couldn't think of how to do that. And my roommate actually was the one who sewed these together. But the problem is she had to sew them after I built the frame, like completely built the frame, so she couldn't get her sewing machine close enough to make these straps, tighter. And so I didn't have a lot of adjustment, and I had straps. I had buckles for each side of the strap. This one looks like this does not have, well, see, it doesn't have those parts of straps. So I actually do need little loops at the corner of the bottom of the frame. So I'm actually gonna have to probably make little hook loops here. I'm probably gonna have to make a loop here and a loop here, and then strap the loops here to that loop. So I might have to cut these open and sew them back, or stitch them, or probably rivet them back. So the idea is that I'm not trying to do a lot of modification, or I want it to be able to take off the strap parts off the frame easily. So like this will probably be attached with, I don't know if I'm gonna try to sew in I forgot what they're called, but the eyelets basically. So I could use carabiners, or I can use some kind of hook and latch kind of system. I thought about just sewing Velcro to the back side of each one of these and just Velcroing the pads on, but that means the whole thing would be held on by Velcro, or it's only going to be held on by these two straps here, and this bottom section is just going to be pushing against the back. So it seems like all the weight's basically pushing against back against my shoulders and pushing back on my lumbar. So the more cushion I have, the better. The other thing that was annoying, let's see if I can find it. I'm just seeing how cool that was. I made that adapter with the bird air, and I'm hoping to do that again. But anyway, the annoying thing too is right here, I had a little tiny piece of foam between my shoulder blades, and so like it kind of kept getting in the way of my shoulder blades, because it was rigid foam, it's EVA foam. So anyway, hold on, let's see. So anyway, if you have any questions about the backpack printer, let me know. Because I never really did any documentation on this backpack printer build other than this video, and honestly, this video did a good enough job that I really want to just republish this on my channel. I'm gonna have to email Tom about it. The other thing, this is another thing I'm probably gonna model. Probably something I'm gonna model first.
Probably gonna get about 2 to 3 hours, nominal. Yeah. So
this is the fanny pack
I have a
used.
DC to DC
really,
converter.
really
it's actually
look
it's
at
providing
that.
the
So all of this
forest
was in
batteries are
here.
about 16
No
volts,
ventilation.
15 to
That was
16,
hot
16 volts,
because
but
it was
the
down.
3-volt regulator on the Rambo
my
boards
voltage.
will probably fry if I
The
did that
batteries
directly.
were
So
like
I
a
bought
jumbled mess of wires. Those things,
regulator. So it's
those
actually
alarms were
it's a
super
DC
loud.
regulator that I have tuned, and
they
then
were
I have
hard
a
to get
5-volt
to,
regulator.
So I couldn't see the voltage.
It's my USB
while I
output
was
from my
wearing
Pi.
it.
Yeah, and you're getting the voltage monitor as well.
What I was thinking about doing,
and I'm using all the XT60 connectors so that it doesn't
what I want to do
break.
is take.
And it just gets a little warm, but it's actually it hasn't been.
I want to take the
and
batteries.
I'm also using the fanny pack to
I have
hold
two
all my
options.
glue stick
I was thinking
and
about clipping them
my
here,
other business cards and my maker coins, and
attaching
it's actually
one battery
convenient.
per.
So you're a mobile printing machine.
And then adding
the
wires to go back.
And it hasn't been
to
too
frame,
uncomfortable. I've been walking around this convention 3 or 4 hours,
that way they
and
get
I
proper
haven't had any
ventilation.
problems wearing it.
The other thing I'm thinking
How much does that
about
weigh on your back?
Most likely,
I haven't
what I want to
tested
do
it, but I'm assuming I'm probably like 15 pounds or
box
6 or 7 kilograms.
Has,
so yeah, it's not any.
That's annoying. Okay, I want to create a box that has, let's see, battery and electronics mounting. So I want to create a box that has kind of like I want to take the same LiPo batteries, but I want to have them in a cartridge that can, like, kind of like that, but simple. And what I was going to do is, without having to resolder anything, let's see, let me create a new file. Actually, I started one. Okay, so this is this is part of a model that I created. So this would be an end cap. This end cap would stick onto the battery, and then inside here, I would have. Okay. So, so I want to create a rectangle. Let's see. I can't spell, but anyway, using this as a reference. So it's 15.735 by 8.126. 8.126. 15.735. Okay, the only thing I can't figure out, and I don't think I'm going to, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does, is the taper here. I don't know what that taper is. It doesn't tell me where the taper starts, what angle it is. It looks like a 45-degree angle. And yes, I could probably import a model into Fusion, but that seems kind of complicated. It tells you where the center points are, but it doesn't tell you where the taper is. So, but just for prototyping, I want to try this. So if I make this, I want to round up a little bit because I need tolerances in my model. Oops. Let's see, 735 plus That way we have a standard plus 0.2. Okay, cool. So we have a little bit of tolerance, and what I'm going to probably do is add I'm going to add a bead of hot glue around. So let's see. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to share this video so I can get more people viewing. Wow. That's awesome. Friends having a party, and it's really neat. With a DJ and a light up floor. Okay. So I can't do streams because I'm so distracted. Okay, so the other thing that is an issue, what I want to do, this sounds like a pain in the butt, but these little alarms, right here, these alarms have a 5-pin connector for a 4S battery, so ground, and then the 4 cells, and then it measures the voltage per cell. So I need that connector right there. LiPo balance connector. Dimensions. What are they called? Okay, they're JST. Pretty sure they're JST style. Again, I don't have the model of the. I don't have what they are exactly on me. But again, since it's parametric, I can just go back and fix it. But yeah, I think they're a little. They're probably about 3mm by 5mm. I was gonna say 3mm by 6mm. They're real small. So I'm gonna just add a. That's probably 8. 3 by 8. Okay, so anyway, I'll make that bigger. So stop sketch, and then we'll push pull. Trying to figure out a more efficient way to navigate this, but okay. So ideally what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this on the end of the battery. Just going to show you what these are. Turn energy 5000 milliamp hour 4S battery. Hard case. Yeah, they were really expensive. Not the graphene ones, but they're the cheaper ones. The 20S. they're actually cheap, but the problem is they're out of stock, and when I could get them, the shipping was expensive because it was from China. It wasn't actually from, let's see, Turnigy. So, not that I'm going to get it done by then. I'm going to use the same battery system as I did last time because the printer is going to draw about the same amount of current at the same voltage. Those are about 27 each, and there's the link form. So I have two of these. I put XT60 connectors on them, and then I ran them in parallel, so I have a Y connector. Looking at Tom's video, he uses a diode system. Oh, is it Friday night hangout chat? Oh, man. I didn't know about that. I'm in all the chats, but not that one, apparently. Askew View, he's doing one. See, I don't get push notifications for some reason. Okay, well, I'm going to jump off this stream then once this starts, and then join that one. I should have filled out the form, so I guess this is bad timing, but yeah, it's weird that it didn't notify me unless I guess until it starts. But anyway, I just wanted a short breakdown of this video. And I'll probably be CADing while I'm on the stream, on the other stream. But I just want to show you kind of what I'm doing. So the other thing I'm going to do is probably going to chamfer these edges, and then I'm going to build a receptacle for this. So this will actually plug into a socket, and the socket will have another XT60 connector. The idea is that I can I was going to put a little strap, a little handle, like just a Velcro strap or something, that I can pull the batteries out, so I can have a quick release, because I want to be able to pull the batteries out quickly, swap them, take another one, put it in like a cartridge. So I want to make a battery. I want to basically make a cartridge system. I was thinking of actually adding a little bit of a detent on this side, on both sides, so that it locks in place. But the XT60 connector is actually pretty strong, so I could probably just push it in. The thing is, the battery box has to have the electronics in it, and it's going to probably be mounted rigidly to my backpack strap. So it's about a kilogram, so it's a little bit of weight. So I need to put it on something that I can have reach to. So yeah. Anyway, I just want to show you guys what I'm actually making some progress on the backpack burner today. And the other thing I'm working on, the other critical parts that I have to work on next are, so the battery box, backpack frame, the mounting points. I've kind of figured that out. And then the bird air pump. So I need to find a good bird air model so that I can make a mount from it. Because I'm going to mount this bird air pump right here, right on. I have one specific place to mount it, and it's going to be right here. It's going to be right next to the backpack frame, hidden out of the way, so that the tube can go up to the whip. The air tube can actually go up, can go through here, meet up here where the whip's going to be, and then go through the whip to the extruder. So so I'm going to work on this mount. It should be pretty simple. It's going to mount to these holes, but I need to modify an existing mounting point. And that existing mounting bracket is going to also be used for other things as well. So anyway, yeah, let me join the stream, and I'll see you guys over there. appreciate you guys for watching me. Yeah, this is a good short video, so I'll just keep XSplit up and then just use it for the stream.